Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing this 4K webcam that I'm currently using. This is the VM20 from NearStream. So in this video, I'm going to go over everything that comes inside the box. I'm going to do a brief overview of the camera, and then I'm going to show how to set it up, and then I'll give you my thoughts on this camera at the end of the video. So other than that, let's begin. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is go over everything that comes inside the box, and here is the box the camera came in, and as you can tell, it is pretty messed up. It got damaged while in shipping. When I did receive this camera, I did take it out of the packaging and test it out just to make sure everything worked properly, and it did. And I believe the foam that is packed within also helped protect it a lot, and as you can tell, it is pretty dense. So I believe that is a contributing factor why it didn't get damaged. Okay, so now I'm going to go over everything that comes inside the box, starting with the paper items, and the first thing is the user manual. You get a quick start guide, and this will help you get everything set up with your camera. And this will pretty much show you how to get it connected to your laptop or your computer. So the last paper item out of the box is this warranty card. If you were to have any issues with your camera within the warranty period, you just fill out this information, or you could reach out to them online. So here is the cable that powers the camera, and it is a USB Type-C cable. And the one end also has an adapter which converts it to a USB Type-C to a USB Type-A. And then this cable is about 6.5 feet long. So this camera also comes with a remote, and you can use this remote to pretty much control everything within the camera, from messing around with the zoom or some of the internal settings. And you can also set up some preset options as well. And this remote is powered by AAA batteries, which are back here, and they do not provide any AAA batteries within the packaging. So here is the last item out of the box, and it is the camera itself. So now at this point, I believe we are ready to move on. Alright, so now I'm going to do a brief overview of this camera, and I'm going to start with the front right here. So this is your 4K ultra high def lens right here, and this can record at a 4K picture quality at 30 FPS. And if you record anything below 4K, you can get up to 60 FPS. And then this camera also has a 40x hybrid zoom. So it has a 10x optical zoom and a 4x digital zoom. And now I will have a clip showing pretty much how far this camera can actually zoom in and still maintain a good picture quality. Okay, so here is a demonstration of how powerful this 40x hybrid zoom is. And currently I'm standing about 20 feet away from the camera, and as you can tell, the picture quality is still really good. And it is not even zoomed in all the way, so if I hold down the zoom button, there we go. As you can see, it's going to zoom in pretty much straight on my chin, and that is about max zoom. Let me back it off. And yeah, picture quality is still really good. The zoom is very far. And if I hit the home button on the remote twice, it will zoom all the way out, and you can see how far away I actually am from the camera. So also on the front of the camera, you have an LED indicator light that is right here. On top of the camera, you have an 8 microphone array. So on the bottom of the camera, you have a universal tripod interface, which is right here, and it is a 1/4 inch threaded. Okay, so here is the back of the camera, and there's a lot of things to go over, so I'm going to start right here. So this is your 3.5mm line-in port, and you would use this, say, if you wanted to connect a wireless microphone to this camera, and you can kind of connect it through here. The next thing we have right here is a pinhole interface, and there is a little button in there. If you needed to restore this camera back to default, you would kind of push that button within that little pinhole. So right here, we have a USB Type-C power supply port. So down on the bottom right here, we have an HDMI port, and then we have another USB Type-C port, and then the last port we have is an RJ45 port. And this port would be used more for a multi-camera setup, which I'm not using, so I really can't demonstrate that. Okay, so I had a few more things I wanted to talk about and show before I move on to the next item. And the first thing is I wanted to talk about the weight of this camera. This camera weighs 560 grams, which kind of puts it a little more on the heavier side. I also wanted to show a size comparison, and I thought this webcam was big before, and then I got this one. And as you can see, this one is way bigger. So the last thing I wanted to talk about is the price of this camera, and as of recording this video, you can find this on their website going for around $270. And I will leave all the links in the description in case if you wanted to pick up one of these for yourself. So here is the remote for the camera, and like I was saying before, you can use this remote to control a lot of the internal settings of the camera. I'm just not going to go into super in-depth of what every button does on this remote, just because this video is already going to be longer than I want it to be. So from here, I think I'm just going to move on to the setup process of the camera. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to set up this webcam, and it is very simple. It is pretty much a plug and play design, but there are a couple things I got to go over before I start doing the rundown of that. They do not provide a stock stand where it could be used on top of your monitors, so instead you got to make sure you have a camera stand, a tripod, or even a boom arm to mount it to. Alright, so after you have your webcam mounted onto the stand of your preference, all you got to do now is take the USB cable they provided and you just plug it into the back of the webcam. So this is a USB Type-C, and you just plug it in right between the HDMI and the RJ45 ports. And then all you got to do then is take the other end and plug it into your desktop computer or your laptop. Okay, so after you have that done, your webcam should have power to it now, and you can tell by the LED indicator light in the front, it should be powered on. It should be a light blue color. So at this point, this is where I would actually recommend going to the NearStream website and you download their NearSync program for this webcam. And I would actually update the firmware and stuff like that just to make sure everything is up to date. And you can also mess around with like your settings within the webcam, from like your contrast, your brightness, your hue, and stuff like that. And you can kind of just get a better feel for it. You can do this all on the remote, but the program's a little bit easier. But once you're done with that, you can kind of save it. And then when you go over to like OBS or Streamlabs, it should be able to carry straight over because it saves right to the webcam. Okay, so hopefully after that, you can see how easy this webcam is to set up. So I guess from here, we'll move on. Alright, so now I'm going to give you my thoughts on this webcam, and I'm going to break it down into two different categories, so things I like about it and things I don't like about it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about are all the things I do like about this webcam, starting with the picture quality. And as you can tell from the footage here, the picture quality of this webcam is very good. It's very detailed and very clear looking. And also this webcam can work very well in low light settings, so let me turn off my key lights and I'll give you an example of that. The only light I have on are my overhead lights, and they are dimmed at the moment, and as you can tell, the picture quality is still really good. It's very detailed and it's still pretty clear looking. So after filming some of those last clips, I thought about it and I thought I should throw in an example of how this camera performs with very limited light. The only light sources I have are my monitors, and as you can tell, this camera actually does pretty well. I also like the design of this webcam. It is very simple, it's very clean looking, it's nothing too crazy compared to some of the other webcams that are out there. The only thing you kind of have to get around is the size of it, but for me, it doesn't really bother me at all. I also like how the setup process went. It was very simple, it was very easy to do, did not take much time at all. I would say you could probably have this thing set up under 5 minutes. So the last thing I really like about this webcam is how much easier it's going to make my life as a content creator be for when I do my recordings. Before, I would do a lot of my recordings on my phone, and then there was a really annoying process to get the footage from my phone onto my PC. And now I can save the footage straight onto my PC, so that should save me a lot more time, which means I could probably do videos a lot faster, which I'm very excited about. Okay, so now I'm going to go over the things I don't like about this webcam, and there's only one thing that I could find, and that is it does not have a lens cover. I like to keep the lens of the webcam covered when I'm not using it to keep it free of dust and debris. I don't like to clean the lenses or anything like that because I'm afraid I'm going to scratch it, and the less contact I actually have touching the lens or anything like that is the better, so I guess that would be my only complaint about this webcam. Okay, so before I finish up this video, I'm also going to mention that all the links for this webcam will be down in the description. They will be my affiliate links. If you wanted to support my channel, you can use those. I'll also leave the NearStream website down there as well. And if you have any questions about this webcam, just feel free to ask away in the comments. So other than that, I guess we are done here today. Alright, so that's going to be it for today's video, and I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please drop a like, make sure you're subscribed to the channel for more content, and also don't forget about my affiliate links for this webcam will be down in the description. If you wanted to use those to support my channel, it'd be very much appreciated. But other than that, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.